start with Liverpool on the show today because Liverpool today heavily linked with a move for a new number 9, and it's come up now by 2 or 3 really credible sources that you've got a big and a strong interest in Benjamin Sesko. Monday you were buzzing, Kirkes, Frimpong, talk about Wirtz, and we'll get onto Wirtz later. But Sesko, are you as excited? Is this the right move for Liverpool in your personal opinion?
This is a horrible move for Liverpool Football Club. This is simply the Slovenian version of Darwin Nunez. 14 goals in 30 Bundesliga games is nowhere near good enough. 13 in the last 33, I believe. Guy misses way too many chances. I don't think he's got the fundamentals of football. Look, there are different types of players. There are different levels of players. Terry and Mo both will know exactly what I'm talking about. In the treble winning season, many people don't know this. When Inter won the treble, Arnautovic was a part of the Inter squad at the time. Arnautovic was still 18, 19 at the time. With Manchester United, they had successful team with youngsters in there, with academy players in there, with project players in there, the likes of Federico Makeda, etc. Liverpool at this moment in time have no time for a project. We don't have time for a project striker because I have just signed Virgil van Dijk and Mo on 2-year contracts. I've got them both. I'm going to squeeze the shit out of that lemon for the next 2 years. I'm going to try my best to maximize what they are capable of doing and keeping in mind the long-term future. So I'm not suggesting signing a 30-year-old. I'm not suggesting signing a 35-year-old. I'm suggesting signing a 25-year-old, a 24-year-old, even. That's a lot better. Even if he's 21, 22, 23, but he's killing it like a Haaland at Salzburg, I get it. At this moment in time, Liverpool Football Club cannot handle a Benjamin Sesko because Liverpool Football Club now want to go, as you have referenced in your previous stream, Liverpool want to try their best, go back to back. Let's try win the Champions League this season. Let's try to win multiple trophies in the same year. Let's try maximize what we've got. That's why we're looking at players like Florian Wirtz. That's why we're interested in other players. I do think Sesko is the wrong move. Now, here's the thing. The Athletic came out and put out an article that I always reference. They say if a club gets 60% of their transfers right, they are a successful club from a transfer perspective. So if you sign 10 players, 6 of them come good, then you're a successful club when it comes to transfers. Yes, Michael Edwards is there. Yes, Richard Hughes is there. That does not mean that they're prophets sent by God that cannot make mistakes, because they have also signed Naby Keita, because they have also signed Oxlade-Chamberlain, because they have also signed players like that. So they have made mistakes in the past. Richard Hughes was at Bournemouth, brilliantly rebuilt that squad, brilliantly, chose Areola, etc. But not every single signing he's made was a correct one. I mean, there are signings where Bournemouth did pay a lot of money and the signing did not work out. An example is like the likes of an Evan Nielsen. He's not. If you want to sell him this summer, what are you going to sell him for 20 million? You ain't gonna get that much money for him if you're Bournemouth and you need the money. So I've come full circle to say, look, I don't have this expectation of my football club for us to sign Isak, Rodrigo, and Wirtz in the same transfer window, because I know that Liverpool operate at a different fashion, which is the exact reason why Michael Edwards is flying to Boston to get approval for the Florian Wirtz thing. The truth of the matter is, with Benjamin Sesko, I think he's absolutely a horrible signing. I would be against the signing from day one. I'm against it now. As a matter of fact, there's a reason why I am in a win-win position in today's game. Because if Man United win, I wholeheartedly think Gyökeres is headed to Man United, which then means Sesko is headed to Arsenal, so I'm safe. And the other thing is, I don't necessarily think that our striking option is now 100% going to be one player, because just this morning we were also linked to Joao Pedro. We have been linked to so many different strikers. We've been linked to Alexander Isak for the longest. We have been linked to so many different strikers. I would put Sesko below the likes of Delap. I would put Sesko below the likes of Wissa from Brentford. I would put him below Mbeumo. I don't look at Sesko with any excitement whatsoever, and the last thing I need is a Darwin Nunez regen. I am completely against this transfer. I think it would be an absolutely horrible transfer for Liverpool Football Club. And by the time he comes good and he could become the next big striker, Salah is already retired, Van Dijk is retired, and I don't have time for that. We have to keep in terms short term and long term. We have to build for both.
Actually, I don't know why Liverpool are not going for Gyökeres, and what is the Isak links, and why they aren't linked to Isak anymore. I know that there is the Newcastle link.
Do you see what Eddie Howe said, by the way, Mo?
No.
Just so you know, before you just go on, Eddie Howe in the press conference, I believe 3 days ago, came out publicly and said, I cannot guarantee that Alex is a Newcastle player like next season. He's basically said, like, I'm paraphrasing here, but what he said is he's not going to like bank on him staying at Newcastle 100%.
Yeah, but
So there is hope there.
But I don't know. But listen, you know that if you're going all in on Verts, you're not signing Isak too. You know that Liverpool are not going to do both. But
of course.
I'm going to have a question. It looks like the Sesko deal is real. These are links that are real. Oh, if Arsenal get Eucharist and get Rodrigo and Liverpool get Verts and they get Sesko, are Liverpool moving backwards? Like, shouldn't Liverpool strengthen to be better than Arsenal? Why are Arsenal getting... Even Osam would agree with me here. Eucharist is miles ahead of... Osimhen is miles ahead of Sesko. Why are Liverpool going for a project player? I thought Liverpool signed Salah and they have Van Dijk, right? Alisson might stay. They have a second goalkeeper. Liverpool should be looking to retain the title, not the long term. I know that Michael Edwards and everyone doing the data thing, but I think that Liverpool should be able to pull Eucharist out of under Man United nose and Arsenal nose at the same time. Because Liverpool in the short term, they look like they should be the more successful team in the short term. Why are they going for Sesko? I really don't understand. Every time I watch Sesko, he scores a goal sometimes here and there. But in terms of play, Liverpool have a player like Nunez who every now and then score a goal. But in terms of like playing on the pitch, linking up play, connecting with the likes of Salah and McAllister,
you know,
he's not that guy. Like Sesko's not that guy. He doesn't even have a good hold-up play. I don't know why Sesko's being linked to Liverpool. I don't know why they're getting the leftovers of Arsenal. If Arsenal are targeting the likes of Eucharist, why are Liverpool going for the leftovers? That's not
there is something that might happen, by the way. Both of you keep this in mind. If the Napoli interest in if the Napoli interest in Nunez is real, which we know, Conte likes a different type of striker. If the interest in Nunez is real, I do believe there is a world in which Osimhen heads the other way. I won't even lie.
Potentially, do you know what I find interesting? I don't necessarily mind Sesko. I think he's a really talented player. I'm not sure whether he can become world class. I don't look at him in the way I did Erling Haaland, where I think the man is just going to score an obscene amount of goals, and whatever you pay for him, he's going to pay you back in goals. And Haaland has done that over a 3-year period. Even this season, it's been a bad season by his standards, and he's still outscored in league-wise most football players in European football. Do I think Sesko is that level? No. In my view, and there's a few Liverpool fans in the comment section, actually one here said, I want to put this comment up that said...
there's a lot of happy clappers in the Liverpool fans.
Well,
yeah. A lot of happy clappers.
Well, this comment here said, who said Sesko is coming? Why are we saying X, Y, and Z when nothing has been confirmed? Well, it is a rumor, but it's a rumor that comes from a person called Dave. I think his Twitter handle is like Twitter Cop, who's a very respected source of information.
Dave Cop. Yeah.
He's a very respected source of information when it comes out of Liverpool. However, though, what I would say when you read the articles, what I would say when you listen to it, it's a player that Liverpool like and are serious about, but that doesn't mean he's the number one target. Isak clearly is, and I think you're going to look at him. But as was just stated, you're also looking at Verts. Now, is there a world where you sign Isak and Verts? Very difficult. Very difficult, because I know that they're quoting 150 million euros for Verts, but that's more the Bayern Munich price. I think you guys could get him for between 80 to 100. If, for instance, Isak demanded to leave, okay, if he did that, Newcastle fans, please don't get angry. I'm painting a hypothetical for Liverpool, and you could get him for 100. Could you buy him? Could, with what you're getting fullback wise, could you stretch to spending 210 million on both those players potentially? But if you're looking at the north side of the asking prices, 120s, 130s, you're not doing 260 on both of them, plus Frimpong, plus Kirkes as an example. But you have to keep it. I think what Liverpool are doing is clever. I think they're spinning a number of plates at the same time. They might look at it and go, right, if we get Verts and it costs us 100 million and we can't get Isak for a sensible price, maybe there are alternatives out there they're looking at. What I would say about Sesko is I don't think he's number one. But the same people that say, is Osimhen that good? Because no one's linked to him. At the same very time, loads of top clubs are linked to Benjamin Sesko. And like you've said, he's a little bit more of a project. But depending on landing Wirtz, landing Kerkez, landing Frimpong, none of them are project players. They're all ready to go straight away. Maybe that's what the budget stretches to. Maybe, in your own words, around balancing the here and now with the future, there is a train of thought which is okay. Maybe if you get Isak, maybe that attacking midfielder is a player for the future that isn't quite at the highest standard yet. Because most clubs in a summer, if they sign 4 or 5 main players for their squad, rarely do you get 5 players, mid-20s, all ready to go there and then. There is always 1 or 2 that are more about the future. Even if you're City, even if you're Real Madrid, they don't all just sign ready-to-go players. Now, I don't think it's the worst link in the world. Also, though, I think that there are 2 or 3 players that are ahead of him in the pecking order. And this is just a conversation about another player that Liverpool are looking at and talking to because, yes, you're champions of England. Yes, you have a decent amount of pull. But, as you just said, the Gyökeres world could change tomorrow if Man United win the Europa League tonight. Might not, but it could change, which means Arsenal's focus may change. And these things all have a domino effect. Come Sunday, we're going to find out who's in the Champions League positions. So, again, Man United might think we're getting Gyökeres now because we've made the Champions League. Sunday ends, Chelsea are in a Champions League position, and they blow Arsenal and Man United out the water for Gyökeres. We go, shit, what are we going to do? We then jump to the lap deal we've been working on. Maybe Arsenal go, oh, let's get Sesko. He's high up on the list anyway. And then if Isak says, I'm staying because Newcastle make the Champions League, Liverpool don't want to be caught with their cock in their hand, having done no alternative background work. So for me, if I was a Liverpool fan, fair enough, I wouldn't be having a party over the idea at this point with other names you're linked to. But I really don't think it's the end of the world. And Liverpool have got to do sensible business, which is spin 2 or 3 plates at the same time and have backup options. I mean, it could even be your number one guy just breaks his leg this weekend. Heaven forbid. But the man, a player this weekend could jump, land, do their cruciate ligament. No one's signing them. You have to be ready for other deals. So I don't think it's the end of the world for Liverpool, but I get that it's not get out the party poppers, etc. On the Wirtz